And I say to you, my brothers and sisters, what Abu Hanifa said to his followers, and what Imam Shafi said to his followers, and what Imam Malik said to his students, and what Ahmed ibn Hanbal said to his students. All of these great Imams, they said, do not blindly follow me. Take from where I took, the book and the Sunnah. If you find that Allah and His Messenger, if you find a hadith or an ayah that contradicts what I say, leave what I say and follow the teachings of Allah. Do not put anyone up on a pedestal where you think that their words are beyond question or their statements are beyond thinking and understanding. Does this correspond with what Allah said and His Messenger said? I am a human being. Imam Malik, Imam Abu Hanifa, Imam Shafi, Imam Ahmed ibn Hanbal, they were human beings. We all make mistakes. We forget. We make errors. Our tongues slip. Like you corrected me the other night. I said Maryam, the wife of Isa, and I couldn't even think what you were shouting at me. It was a slip of my tongue. So everything, we always refer it back to Allah and His Messenger. Always. I don't mean, by the way, that just you can pick up the Quran and pick up the Hadith and now start making fatwa. No. We still always need the scholars. And we must always look to what the scholars have said. We are not scholars. I am not a scholar. Not a scholar like Abu Hanifa or Shafi or Malik. No. I am not a mufti able to make ijtihad. But we can look to what the ulama have said. And we can compare it with Allah and His Messenger said and what other ulama have said. We have a book that Allah has preserved from all corruption. We have the sunnah, the authenticated hadith of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Subhanallah. Then how about the case of democracy? How about the case of democracy? Of course, the controversial issue is this. What is democracy? What actually is democracy? That's a good question. You see, no one is actually really ready to define democracy. All they will tell us is, democracy is good, democracy is right. What is democracy? Well, there's lots of different versions of democracy. They don't really want to define it, because they know that every definition they give does not actually realistically describe the system of government that they call democracy that they are practicing. Abraham Lincoln described democracy as the government of the people, for the people, by the people. This is one famous definition of democracy. In fact, the actual word democracy itself means in the original Greek, rule of the people. That's what it means. If we take the concept of democracy in its absolutely pure sense, its literal meaning, the rule of the people for the people by the people, and that's all we're doing right now. We don't pretend to get any more sophisticated. Let's just take that meaning and examine that meaning, because at least that's one we can start with. Then is this something compatible with Islam? Is it? I just told you what Islam is in its essence. Islam is submission to Allah. Islam means obeying Allah's Sharia. Islam means obeying Allah's law. Islam means that what is halal has been decided by Allah, and what is haram has been decided by Allah, and what Allah decides is halal, was halal in the time of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, is halal today, and will be halal until the day of judgment. And what Allah made haram in the time of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam is haram today, and it's going to be haram until the Day of Judgment. We rule ourselves in our personal lives, and we should, as Muslims, be ruled in our public lives by the law of Allah. Therefore, one of the names of Allah is Ash-Sharri, the lawmaker. And He is Al-Hakim, the wise, and Al-Hakim, the judge, so that when we judge, we should judge according to what Allah has revealed. And as Allah mentions in the Quran, those who do not judge by what Allah has revealed, they are the disbelievers. And those people who do not judge by what Allah has revealed, they are the wrongdoers. And those who do not judge by what Allah has revealed, they are the evildoers and the oppressors. So therefore, how can the law and the sovereignty being with Allah be compatible with the law and the sovereignty being with the people? Since at its very fundamental level, democracy teaches that the people have the right to decide what is halal and what is haram. The people have the right to decide what we should do and what we shouldn't do. Therefore, the people have been made equal with Allah. We all have to agree as Muslims that making a crime which is a crime in Islam, to say it is actually a crime to have a problem with this crime. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's a criminal offense in England to revile someone because of their homosexuality. So now it has been made a crime to hate the crime. Can we accept this as Muslims? Can we say that Islam is compatible with this? Does any person in this room think that this type of ideology is compatible with what Allah has revealed? I hope not. If he's Muslim, and even if he's not Muslim, logic would say, no, I can see how your religion and this ideology are not compatible. So on the very basic philosophical level, we have to say, Islam is not compatible with democracy.